Born and raised in South Africa, so communication over there is really linked to safety. So I grew up with communication being, if you are able to communicate, it means you're safe and you're well. And if you're not communicating, something's wrong. We need to send all the forces. And wherever last you communicated is where I start looking.
Mm.
But I didn't realize that I was projecting that onto my now husband, where I was going, well, let me know when you're there. All right, are you there? Have you arrived yet? Gee, I worried, or can you let me know when you leave work? And so then he'll leave me know when or he may not, and then I hear the ambulance and I just go into complete freak out mode because I'm like, yep, that ambulance is the right amount of time because it took you 20 minutes and it was been 20 minutes since I phoned you. And, I would go on hyper overthink drive.
Yeah.
And it really started to cause dynamic trouble in my relationship because that fear was now being transferred over to the love of my life. If we're pivoting back to our morals and our values, we can
Yeah.
understand what's
Yeah.
driving that person
Yeah.
and what's not. But a lot of people don't know how to answer that question. If I had to say, hey, Cheryl, what are your top 5 values?
Yeah.
Not a
Yeah.
lot of people have spent time to easily
Yeah.
say, well, I value this, I value that, I value this, right? And experiencing and interpreting are very different as well. So you might be
Yeah.
experiencing lack of security, but you might be then doing something defensive because of that,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's that awareness of how am I experiencing it and how am I going to be reacting or responding to it.
Yeah.
DESO or DESC, it stands for describe, express, specify, and then consequences, right? So to develop more assertiveness, you practice using the DESO script. The idea for DESO is a way to communicate so that you can efficiently get how you're feeling across with understanding and considering the other person and offering like mutually beneficial outcome. Tell people to come to you when they're thirsty and not when they're dehydrated.
What
Yeah.
do you mean?
So come to me when you're thirsty, when I can offer you a drink and I
Yeah.
can satisfy that quench. I
Uh-huh.
can quench your thirst.
Uh-huh.
But don't come to me when you're dehydrated, when you've been thirsty for so long without saying something. And now we need to pump you with electrolytes. Maybe you can't stand properly and you can't even enter the race.